I was a huge fan of State of Decay, the open-world zombie survival game from Zombie Labs. They recently released a second DLC, Lifeline, which adds a lot of game mechanics and a completely new map. Rather than playing as random survivors, Lifeline is centered around a military company who are attempting to rescue scientists who may be able to find a cure for the zombie infestation. This dramatically changes the game. In the original State of Decay, you had to scavenge for absolutely everything, and finding firearms and ammunition was always challenging. In Lifeline, you start with a fully stocked supply locker with every kind of firearm you could ever want. And if you start burning through them, you can always request additional supplies via airdrop. You also have the option to have another soldier or two tag along with you on your adventures. Not only does this give you some backup, it also helps build relationships so you have additional characters to switch to when you get tired or killed. That sounds like a lot of advantages, and it is, but don't expect Lifeline to be a cakewalk. You are constantly sent on rescue missions by both military command and by a civilian radio operator who asks survivors to call in when they need help. And let me tell you, those rescue operations are tough. It's very easy to get surrounded and completely overwhelmed. On top of this, your base is besieged by zombies on a daily basis. During a siege, huge numbers of zombies surge towards you and will break down the gates and get inside if you're not careful. The longer you go in the game, the tougher these sieges are, with more waves of zombies as well as a variety of special zombies to keep things challenging. Thankfully, you can improve your base by adding traps that are very helpful in these sieges. You will also unlock new defenses as you go, such as artillery barrages and drone strikes. Of course, everything you unlock just makes the sieges tougher. Oh, and remember those scientists I mentioned? You can't airlift them out until they survived a siege, so expect to spend a lot of time defending your base if you want to make progress. One of the more notable aspects of Lifeline is that it takes place on an all-new map. Granted, it's smaller than the map in the original game, but by setting it in a city with a freeway loop around it, makes exploration feel fresh and exciting again. That said, you don't really enter the city proper. It's completely overwhelmed by zombies. You can venture in a bit, but don't expect to survive long. In fact, the game has an achievement for lasting a scant 2 minutes. Lifeline is a great expansion and a lot of fun, but it retains most of the quirks and issues from the original game. Zombies will still occasionally clip through walls, controls can be muddy, and vehicles flip with frustrating ease. It does, however, address one thing that many players have been requesting. You can now store up to 6 large rucksacks in a vehicle. This really helps scavenging and preserving stamina. And the best part? This update also affects the base game, so you'll get it even if you don't purchase Lifeline. If you like State of Decay, then you have no reason not to grab Lifeline. It adds a lot to the game, including a new map and some tweaked game mechanics. At just $7, it's a must-have DLC.